Jim Baker and Phil Deal are longtime Christian County residents with decades of law enforcement experience. But the race for sheriff hasn't been about their qualifications. Social media rumors and state police investigations have taken center stage, overshadowing the issues and the candidates. I talked with both candidates about their backgrounds, the rumors, and how they're hoping to earn the trust and votes of the people of Christian County. Jim Baker says his passion for law enforcement is fueled by his desire to help others.
You see the kids that you're finally getting them out of that domestic environment, and you see how rewarding that is.
Baker started in law enforcement at the Kincaid Police Department, eventually serving as chief. 23 years ago, he started working at the Christian County Sheriff's Office.
You do the ride along and you see how you have an exciting night serving the community, and I just felt it to be very rewarding and started that career path.
Baker says if he wins the election, his top priorities include putting more resources into child exploitation investigations and improving the way deputies respond to mental health calls.
I'd like to see us get eventually an advocate or a caseworker on call to respond to the field.
But recently, rumors about Baker's background have spread on social media. WAND News learned in July of 2025, Baker was investigated by the Illinois State Police for theft. It was related to rocks on the roof of the county's jail. Baker was accused of taking the rock and using it at his own home. Baker says a contractor was supposed to remove the material during renovations, but didn't.
I found a solution to a problem, and I believe the outcome speaks for itself.
State police sent the case to a special prosecutor who declined to press any charges. More recently, a social media post accused Baker of sexual assault more than 10 years ago. Baker said the accusations got so intense he couldn't do his job.
These are pretty serious allegations. Is there anything you want to share about those claims?
Sheriff and I were the ones that reached out to state police as an outside agency to step in as it became very difficult for me to do my daily operations.
WAND News learned ISP investigated both the sexual assault accusations against Baker and Baker's harassment complaints against the accuser. State police turned over the case to the Greene County State's attorney, who declined to press any charges against Baker.
The public has a right to know when you elect a sheriff, he works for you. Any of his actions, anything he does, and I will do that no different than I have as chief deputy or sheriff, is be held accountable for anything.
His opponent is Phil Deal. Deal has worked in law enforcement for 24 years. Right now, he's the assistant chief of the Stonington Police Department. Before that, he worked at the Christian County Sheriff's Office for 16 years. Deal says the best part of his job is serving others.
Just helping people, going to a call and domestic and giving a little boy or a little girl a stuffed animal. Hey, you know, let's take your mind off what's going on and just helping.
As sheriff, Deal wants to focus on uniting Christian County's many law enforcement agencies.
A lot of times we only have 2 deputies on. For 780 square miles, 2 deputies is a lot to cover. My vision is to make sure that, or try and get everybody in the county, you know, Payne and Morrisonville, Edinburgh, Taylorville, Assumption, trying to get these smaller towns all commission cards so they have arrest powers in our county.
Deal hasn't evaded investigation by the Illinois State Police either. In 2015, while Deal was working as a deputy at the Christian County Sheriff's Office, he was put on administrative leave. ISP investigated Deal for fraud, but he was never arrested or prosecuted.
I wrote a check and the lady held it, and she said, and the next day they cashed it, and they tried to say that, you know, I got an unsecured loan. So I was investigated by the state police. They found no wrongdoing.
That same year, Deal was suspended without pay for 30 days for violating the Sheriff Department's Code of Ethics and Policies. According to documents obtained by WAND News, these were related to issues with Deal's tree business. A letter of discipline in Deal's employment file says he took money for jobs he never finished and wasn't paying his bills on time.
In your employment records at the sheriff's office, there was some discipline for mishandling your personal money or kind of within your business you had.
Right.
Is that of any concern for voters? Is you're kind of going to be responsible for finances?
Not to me, it's not. There'll be checks and balances, of course. You know, people that's in charge of payroll, people that's in charge of doing the budgets and what have you. Unfortunately, putting 4 kids through college is a financial strain on a deputy. And yeah, I mean, I've had money troubles in the past. That's no secret. Show me too many people that hasn't had money troubles in the past.
But this mark in Deal's record would come back to haunt him. In 2023, Sheriff Bruce Kettlecamp and Chief Deputy Baker launched an investigation into Deal over concerns about when and why he was taking time off. When they searched his record, they found a new document. It was this letter saying he had been cleared of the disciplinary actions from 2015. Kettlecamp told WAND News former Chief Deputy Bruce Engling said he didn't write the letter, and a union representative also said he didn't have a copy of the letter, leading Kettlecamp to believe that letter was planted.
I would have not had access to that file. To get the access to that file, you'd have to have a key, or to get to the letter, you'd have to have rights to the computer, nor did I have that. And I had none of them to get to that last chance letter agreement. So I believe their insinuation of that was false.
So the claim that you wrote a fake document and got it into your file is not true?
I can say it's not true with 100% accuracy.
Despite this, Deal was placed on administrative leave and scheduled to be fired. His union attorney said in an email Deal would resign instead, as long as it didn't affect his state law enforcement certification. Upon Deal's resignation, the sheriff's office submitted paperwork to the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board. It said Deal resigned while being investigated for issues of truthfulness and attendance, was not in good standing, and violated agency policies.
I believe the administration that's in the sheriff's office now tried to get me decertified from the state so I couldn't run for sheriff. That didn't happen. ILSB looked at it. They said there's nothing here but a policy violation, and that's not a decertifiable offense.
Despite the investigations, Deal still believes he's the right pick for sheriff.
Ask anybody that's in law enforcement or first responders who the best candidate would be, and they'll tell you.
Despite ISP investigating both candidates, neither has been charged. Voters in Christian County now have to decide if their past disqualify them from being sheriff. Election day is March 17th. For WAND Investigates, I'm Carly Bronkema.